Welcome back to part 2 of understanding basic Blogger settings. We are now going to continue through our tour of the Blogger settings and recommendations for them. Now, comments. This is a very important field. I highly suggest you get in here and make sure that you update some of the settings I'm about to show you, because they're going to help you a lot in combating spam comments in your posts in your blog. Number 1, comments. I do recommend you leave it on show. Show your comments, because comments are content. So if you get people commenting in your blog, they're actually building content for you. So that's a great thing. Who can comment? I like to let anyone comment. I don't care if you're a blogger, account owner or not, but there's some things I'm going to show you that are important if you're going to change this to anyone. Comment default for posts. New posts have comments or do not? I want to say yes. New posts have comments. I want as many comments as I can get. This is called backlinks, and what this simply means is if someone else somewhere has a Blogger blog and they link to yours, that their link to your blog will show a snippet of their post and a backlink to them. I like this as well because it helps, again, for me to build content. So I'm going to say show, and default new post. Obviously, if I want backlinks, I'm going to say all new posts have backlinks. You could turn it off if you want to, but that, again, is your personal preference. How will your comments have their time and date stamp on them? Again, this is personal preference. That happens to be the way I like to display it right there, January 15, 2007, in a time, in a PM or AM. That's your choice. You can display it however you want. It's not really going to affect anything. Do you want to show your comments on a pop-up window? I say no. If you do that, it's kind of separate, and it's not really going to show up as part of your page. So I like to leave my comments on the actual page where they're at. This is very important. Enable comment moderation. And what this means is when I say yes, and I'm going to type an email address in here. And that's my personal email address. And when I type that in there, that means whenever somebody makes a comment, it will not show up right away. I'll get an email telling me somebody made a comment, and I'll have a choice to either approve or delete that comment before somebody sees it. That's going to help cut down my spam. I'm not going to have people coming into my blog that's about wine and posting links to a penis patch or gambling sites or porn sites. The next thing you really want to do is turn on what's called word verification for comments. And if you've ever been filling out a registration form and you see a graphic with some letters and numbers on it that can't be read by a computer, and you have to enter that key for your comments or your registration to go forward, that's what this is. And that keeps people from using automated machines to comment on your blogs. And trust me, a lot of that's going on. And then show profile images on comments. This means if somebody else has a Blogger account and they're logged in and they're making a comment on your blog, and they have a picture with their profile, the little picture will show with their comments. That's personal preference. I like the feature. I'm going to leave that there. Okay, comment notification address. I could put my same email address down here, and I'm going to just to show you what you would do. I don't really need to do this since I have moderation on, because all that's going to do is after I approve it, it's going to tell me that the comment was posted, which I already know because I approved it. That's the entire part of the comments field, and that's the way I recommend you set it. So I'm going to say save settings. Now I'm going to go on to archiving. This is a real simple one. How often do you want your posts archived or moved into their own little subfolders? I like monthly. I think it's really familiar to people. Unless your blog is going to be extremely active, you might consider weekly. Daily, I mean, you almost have to have a blog that you're doing 20 posts a day to make it worth doing daily archive. Enable post pages. You want this on yes. The reason you want this on yes is that means every time you make a post, not only will it go on the front page of your blog, but your post has an individual page. I'll show you that when we're done. I'm going to save settings. We're going to go into site feed. Now remember I talked to you, and there was a way called RSS that people could subscribe to your blog feed with a reader, and basically you're deciding whether you want a short, which is kind of like a summary, like your title and a little description, a full, or no feed whatsoever. I recommend you use full. We'll explain that to you in future lessons why. That's just my personal recommendation. Now here's something really cool. You can create inside your feed a footer, which means every time your feed goes out to somebody, you can send them a message in addition to your post. This is really valuable because somebody reading your feed may never actually come to your blog. They may just be reading whatever you're pushing out in your feed. So you might use this as an opportunity, let's say, to encourage them to visit a different site of yours, or to visit more of your blogs, or something like that. So that's your choice there, what you would put that at. Once you have it the way you want it, you click Save Settings. And at this time, due to our time constraints per clip, I'm going to have to go ahead and pause the video. Be sure to tune in for the conclusion and part 3 of this presentation. And thank you for watching.